I am a multimillionaire. I drive a red Ferrari. I have a mansion in Dubai. I fly my family first class around the world. And I'm in world class shape. I am unstoppable. I will achieve everything I want in life. And I am the best. I love my work and I am the best. If you ain't telling yourself these things every single day, you're losing out. You become what you think about most of the time. And if what you think about is gossip, is high school stories, is Love Island, is Instagram Reels, you're shortchanging yourself. You see, your brain will give you everything if you let it. I speak to so many guys and they don't even know where they want to go in life. They don't know where they want to go in life, but yet they want the Ferrari, they want all the money, and it's fucking baffling to me, as if the world is just going to gift them as if the world is just going to gift them all the success when you haven't even thought, number one, what exactly do you want, and number two, who do you want to be and how are you going to get it. I remember growing up seeing my dad drive a fast car. You know, like I'm always very transparent on my podcast. My mum and dad, they give me an incredible life, and I said in my last podcast that for me, one of my life goals is to be able to provide the childhood or the upbringing for my kids that my parents gave for me. And you know, I've seen kids that have had parents that do well, and they've been lazy. They've been absolutely lazy. But I think my mum and dad, they instilled within us a mentality that you have to go out and earn. You have to go out and fight for what you want, and it does not come easy. You know, money does not grow on trees. I remember mum used to say that. You know, my mum and dad, they said, like, you can have whatever you want in life. Anything you want, you can have it. You gotta work for it. And I remember seeing my dad drive fast cars when I was growing up, and as the years got on, he drew nicer and nicer cars, and I thought, you know, that's what I want in life. Not the cars, but being able to do what I want when I want and provide for my family and give them an incredible life. And I want you to think about what you want, you know, because I think it's very easy to get to coast in your 20s. Don't get me wrong, I think when you're in your late teens, your early 20s, it's, yeah, absolutely, like, fucking get fucked up all the time, and you know, fucking take the drugs and shove 1 million tablets of MD 2CB up your ass, and bang the hookers and fucking commit war crimes and disgrace your family name. I did not do any of those. Wowie woowa. I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. I think you should go and get life experience, go and travel, go and see the world, go and do those things, because I think that makes you a much more interesting person. I think it makes you a much more well-rounded person, and you learn from your mistakes. Again, at least it took me a while to learn, but I think it's important in life to put your hand in the fire to realize it burns, like anything, right? But once you get on, you know, once you phase out of that party era, I think it's important to get very fucking clear on what kind of life you want to live. I'm gonna repeat this constantly to you, because I need you to get clear on this. I need you to think about it. You know, do you want the fat black woman with big tits? No. Do you want the house on the beach? Do you want the nice car? Do you want the beautiful wife and 2 kids, like the white picket fence? Like, do you want the flexibility to be able to travel? What is it that you want? And, you know, I know people, you know, fucking snowflakes. To be fair, if somehow a snowflake has found themselves here, it's nice to have you in, but go and fuck yourself. No. There will be people, and they'll say, Daniel, but that's not what everything's about. Hold on, my brother just called me. Yo, I'm recording a podcast, so don't say anything racist. No, I'm joking.
Wasn't really planned on it.
Oh no.
Never do.
Yeah.
Never do such.
Okay. I'm literally mid podcast. You good?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. I'm on the way home now, so you can see the well.
Alright, cool. I'm going to Nando's and then I'll be back at the gas, so I'll see you in a bit.
Cool. Alright, bye.
Bye. That is my little bro. My little bro is 22 years of age and he has just bought his second Porsche. Very proud of him. Very proud of him. He, in case you're wondering what he does crypto, like day trading. Crypto news trading, sorry, not day trading. And last year, he was dead ass broke. We went traveling and he basically spunked his entire account. Was down to 80 quid in his account, and even 8 months before that, he was literally asking my brother for $5 for a taxi across Belfast. And a year, 18 months on, and he's bought a blacked out with carbon fiber bonnet, carbon fiber spoiler in the back. It's a Porsche GT4. It is fucking insane, and I haven't actually seen it yet. I need to go home and I'm gonna go see it after. But yeah, it's just insane to see the transformation in somebody. And like all the lessons that I talk about, he has embodied those. He's embodied the struggle. He's embodied getting the low hanging fruit first. When he wanted to turn his life around, like he never had really low moments, but he just didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. Didn't go to university. He just went in and worked with my mum and dad, and then obviously spent so much time on his craft, so much time, would have woke up at 5 a.m, went to the gym, went into mum and dad's work, came home at 5 and was on the computer from, like, say 5 up until 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock every night, and it was rinse and repeat, and it was constant. Spent so many nights on that computer on his own, spent so many weekends in, not partying, not doing anything. Was so close. And I actually remember one time he came into the games room and he said that he'd lost a lot of his money, and I think he lost 10k or something that day from a poor trade, and he said, I'm gonna give myself 30 days, and if I'm not positive in 30 days, or if I don't make X in 30 days, then I'm gonna stop doing the crypto. And he ended up it was like the day 28, he ended up going positive and hit like a big trade or something like that. I can't remember, but anyway, has since just came on leaps and bounds. And I think the lessons that I've seen him embody is take the low-hanging fruit when it's there, get in fucking world-class shape first, because when you get in world-class shape, your energy is much better, you think with so much more clarity, you operate with so much more conviction, because you're sure of yourself, because you keep the promises that you make every single fucking day, and you do difficult things. So when temptation does come, you say no. When adversity does come, that you do not bow down to it, because you are the man that follows through, and you're the guy that does difficult things. You're the guy that does hard things today for a better life tomorrow, and he's embodied that, and I'm really proud of him. He's fucking 22, has a fucking 8-pack killer shape. I've coached him for the past 3 years. He's stacked on so much muscle, he literally looks like fucking Zeus. And he went from having absolutely nothing, and people would say, oh yeah, daddy's money, mum and dad, they didn't give him anything, and he built that himself, and it's been insane to see. And I last year bought a 718, like a red Porsche Cayman, and this year upgraded, and it's class to see. Really cool. I remember, like, even last summer, him flying business class out to Miami by himself, and it's just so cool to see not only someone that you love and care about, but your younger brother, your wee brother, and Dean and I are like best mates, and Gary, obviously my older brother, like, we're best mates too. And Gary's done so well for himself, he's cooked. But Dean, it's insane just because he's so young. And I think obviously when I was at the A Players event in Vienna, all of these guys are in different realms of business, whether that be ad or media buying, whether that be in sales agencies, or whatever it is, right? but just to see how many young guys are actually getting after it. And you know what's crazy? I remember, obviously on my social media account, I have so many young guys reaching out to me saying, "Hey bro, you looking for an appointment setter right now? You looking for an editor? You looking for a copywriter?" And I remember actually seeing one of these guys' profiles, and he must have been like fucking 15 years old. And I never respond to these guys because I get so many, and they're like fucking mosquitoes, mate. You just want to get the fuck away because there's so many of them. But I actually asked one day, I said, "Bro, where the fuck are you guys coming from? How you're so young? How did you actually get into this?" And he said, Hustlers University from Top G, from Andrew Tate. And say what you will about Andrew Tate, but he inspired a generation of young men, inspired a generation of men to think bigger, to realize that they have to go and work for it, that your value, you don't have value by just being you as a man. You have to go and work for it. And that's true. And like, say if you don't like that, see if you take offense to that, I don't give two fucks, man. You can take offense to it, but the only person that's going to lose out is you. And that's the reality of life. The reality of life is that nobody's coming to save you, not your family, not your friends. It's only you. And it's the same as if you buy, a course from a business mentor, they're not going to do the work for you. If you sign up with a coach, they're not going to do the work for you. They will give you the tools, they will load the gun, but you have to pull the fucking trigger and do the hard work. And anyway, so a lot of these guys, they signed up to Andrew Tate's course when they were younger, and it's not what they learned there, but it's realizing that they can make money online, that it can be done. And a lot of them ended up going to do different businesses, but it was that they got them started. So yeah, say what you will about Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan, but he inspired a generation of young men to be better, to get into the gym, to make money and become self-sufficient. And a lot of those guys now are the young founders that I speak to that make millions, and it's incredible. Really it's truly incredible. And obviously back to my brother Dean, was so down bad. He wanted a girlfriend, he's not got a girlfriend, he's traveling about with her, and it's just class. It's class. When you put so much hard work in, when you do not stop, and you don't give credence to your emotions. I think that's the biggest one as well. Too many men saying, "Oh, well, I don't feel like this is right for me anymore," so you stop it. It's like, no. That's not how it fucking works. Once you set the target, once you set the North Star, you do not veer. You go at it with every single ounce of your being, every single fiber of your being. You pour your energy into it until the thing works. And that's the biggest thing that I noticed from the guys that I met with a couple of weeks ago. They're just normal guys that didn't give up, that kept trying, and they eventually won. So yeah, right, let's go. Well, I think that's that's for anything in life. If that's business, women, keep trying until it works. It's maybe not a good one. Like, that's kind of sounding rapey, right? Yeah, that sounds very. I suppose I was going to make a joke there, but I was going to make a rugby joke, but you probably wouldn't get it if you don't live in Northern Ireland. Very Ulster rugby, but yeah. It's insane to see, and I'm very, very proud of him. So back to what I was saying, I think it's so important for you to get clear on what kind of life you want to live, what car you want to drive. So like, take a second and actually think about that. And I want you to think as well about, I want you to write those down. Write them down, and I want you to commit to me for, even if it's you don't have to listen to anything else I do, but if there's one thing that you ever listen to me, it's this. Write those things out. How much you want to make a month, how much you want to make a year, what car you want to drive, do you want, like, what kind of partner do you want to have, what kind of physique do you want to have, where do you want to live. Get so fucking clear on what your ideal day would look like. Write these things down and write it out every single morning in the present tense. I earn X, I am X, I have Y. Write them out every single morning, and the more that you write these things out, the more often you do it, the more you will see these things, the more you will see opportunities. It's like the red car theory. If I asked you on your way home from work how many red cars did you see, you wouldn't fucking be able to tell me. But if I said now, tomorrow morning, count the red cars from your house to work, you'd be able to tell me. Why? Because you're looking for it. And it's the exact same. If you are focusing on something, you will find answers to it. You will look for it. Whereas when you're not looking for something, you don't see it. It's so simple. It's so simple. And this is something that I've lent into so much more recently, and like only recently I've lent into it so much more, and like, man, I can't stop thinking about it. And I think that's the problem with people when they set goals. They don't expose themselves to what they're doing or what they're not doing enough. You know, have that mirror of accountability every single day. Do you want slops 7 days? No, I was gonna say something fucking out of pocket there. I'm not even gonna say that. But yeah, do you want? I'm driving here. Hold on. Freaking whatever it is, write it down. 72 virgins, write it down. The latest flashlight on the market, write it down. Freaking, I don't even know what it is that you may want. Just please write it down and fucking see that every day. Write it out every single day. Just promise me that. You will start to look for evidence and think bigger, because here's the thing, you need to set a fucking impossible goal. What I mean by that, if you set realistic, logical goals, you're not going to be forced to change. Say for example, you make 50k a year, 50k, yeah, let's say 50k a year, right? Because like, I think that's like maybe the mean of what people make in Northern Ireland, right? Like the average 50k, maybe it's less. If you set your goal in the next year to earn 55k, do you think that's going to stretch you? Do you think that's going to force you to change? No, of course fucking not. Of course it won't. Why? Because it's such an small incremental change. You already know the answer of how to get there. You be able to figure that out, and you won't need to change. Whereas if you said in the next year I want to make 30 million, holy fuck. Now, what you realize is that every single thing that you've been doing to get 50 to 55k is fucking meaningless if the goal is now 30 million. And it means you have to change your behavior. You're forced to change your behavior and forced to think differently. And that is the most important word, thinking differently. It's like Tony, for example, you know, my friend, the Wolf, he was on like 30,000 Instagram followers and went up to like 100, and in a year, it's unheard of. At least I hadn't heard of it anyway. Unheard of for somebody to grow 900,000 followers in a fucking year, right? But he set his goal. He's like, I want to hit 1 mil within the year. And people laughed at him. People joked about it. He had it as his screensaver. I remember seeing it. It was like a gold 1M. And he's seen that every single fucking day. He was so obsessed with 1 mil. It's all he talked about, you know, and thought, right, okay, instead of a goal of, oh, I'm at 100, let me get to 200. Well, I could just keep doing the same thing. But as soon as he said, I need to get to 1 million, he said, right, okay, what would somebody that's at 1 million operate at? Well, they'd have a professional videographer follow them about. So that's what he did. He hired a professional videographer, paid for him, flew him everywhere, and had somebody professionally editing his clips. Instead of posting just once a day, he went to posting twice a day, posting 3 times a day. So he was doing triple the fucking volume. Instead of spending 30 minutes scripting every couple of days, he spent like the first fucking 5 hours like just thinking of ideas. Then he spent time scripting, then he spent filming. Like 90% of his day was fucking filming. And guess what happened? In a year, he hit 1 million followers. And it's fucking unheard of that actually that happens. And it came to fruition. And it just shows you, set the impossible goal. Do not set logical, realistic goals that you can see. You can see the finish line right in front of you, and you're not going to be forced to change. So like, what is that for you? Is it, I want to get a 6-pack by summer? And also, that's another thing as well. Another way to set an impossible goal, yes, setting something so far ahead of you that forces a change. Again, a reminder, you need to set impossible goals, something that is so far ahead of you, so far out of reach that you will be forced to change. If you set realistic goals that are in front of you, you will continue to operate at your current level. Your current level will not change your life. Your current level will not get you to your dream life. So level the fuck up, set impossible goals, and you'll make it happen. And another way to set an impossible goal is by just halving the time frame, by shortening the time frame. So instead of saying I want to make I want to be a multi-millionaire by the time in 20 years time, well, you know, you could say, oh, do you know what, I could take a day off because I have 19 years left. No. What if you said I want to be a multi-millionaire in a year? Do you think you would take days off? Do you think you would slack? Do you think you would go out on the fucking ripper on a Saturday night? No, you wouldn't. Because it has to be done now. It forces you to change. It forces you to look at your habits. It forces you to look internally to make a change. And when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. But again, a reminder, your current level of thinking has gotten you to here. And to get to where you want to go, you have to change how you think. So anyway, I said it before, I will be a multi-millionaire. I will drive the red Ferrari. I will have a house on the beach. I will fly my family first class. I will be a fucking incredible dad. And I will have a positive impact on the world. So that the younger Daniel can look and say, do you know what? You did something with your life. So when I'm on my deathbed, I know I had a positive impact to the world. And if you think that's cringy, if you think that's outlandish, if you think that's big-headed of me, good. Good. If you think that's crazy, good. You have to be crazy. And you know what? It's not even crazy. It's that normal people, listen, normal people should think you're crazy. Normal people should think your behavior is abnormal. If you want extraordinary life, it requires extraordinary actions. And normal people, your friends, they should be able to look at you. When you're on this journey, they should be able to look at you and know that you're on a different path. They should be able to look at you and say, oh, do you know what? He's not saying yes to the nights out anymore. Like, he's been staying in a lot. And do you know what? They might stop asking you out. That's okay. That happened to me. Doesn't mean my friends don't care. It's just pattern recognition. If you always say no, they're eventually going to stop asking you. That's fine. I sacrificed that because I wanted to build a life for myself, and I'm still fucking building it. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I'm not even fucking close. I'm like literally 0.1% in. But I think it's important to share the lessons that I've learned from the people that I surrounded myself with, and obviously from my story as well. So I want you to think bigger, because you can do whatever the fuck you want in life, and never ever ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Never let anybody tell you that you're not good enough. And you know what? They might be right. They might be right, and they might say that's not going to work out, and they might be right, but they'll be right until one day they're not. And that could go for anything. That might be, you know, the business idea. That might be the relationship. They might, your family, your friends, they might not back it. And do you know what? The relationship, that might not be the one. They might be right again, but eventually they'll be wrong. So you need to get so fucking clear on where you're going, why you want to go there, and then when you're so headstrong on getting there, you see it every single fucking day, you don't give a fuck about temptation. You'll happily commit to not going out and getting fucking spasticated at the weekends. So yeah, guys, I just want to move. I just want us all to fucking win together, and I know that I'm gonna win in life, and I am so fucking certain on that, and I know you're gonna win with me. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same fucking path together, because I want us to look back in years to come and think, you know what, we fucking did it. We did this shit, and I think how cool will that be? How cool will it be when we can look back in years to come and say, that was hard, but we did it. And the parties will always be there, man. The parties will always be there. The parties will be there. The girls will always be there. The alcohol will always be there. But the opportunity for you to grab life by the balls and make something of yourself might not. That's right in front of you now, so fucking take it. Grab it with both hands. And go make something fucking special of yourself. You know, because that's what I want to do in my life. And we could do that shit together. So as I said, I'm gonna continue documenting a lot more on long form. And yeah, come on the fucking journey with me. And if there's anything that you'd like me to talk about, anything in particular, any questions, any topics, like please just leave them in the comments. And if you've listened this far, I really appreciate it. It means the world to me and helps a lot if you're listening on Spotify to follow, so that you get reminders of the podcasts. If you can rate the podcast 5 stars, that would be so appreciative. I'd be greatly appreciated of that, excuse me. And if you're listening on YouTube, if you could subscribe, it would honestly mean the fucking world to me, and help get this message out to more people. So yeah, listen, I'm about to shove a Nando's up my ass, and listen, if you're going to Nando's and you're getting chicken thighs, dude, what are you doing? There's a 90% chance that if you get chicken thighs, you touch kids, and I'm sorry, I just don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. So yeah. Also, if you get chicken thighs and you order a regular Coke, like Coke, people call it full fat. I don't understand that. It's like not fat, man. It's fucking sugar. It's carbohydrates. So anyway, full fat Coke. Shut up, man. Yeah, your dad's a dinner lady. Anyway, hope you have a fantastic evening. Sun's shining here in Belfast. Good freaking day to be alive. I'm gonna shove a Nando's up my ass and then go for a wee spa day tomorrow. And I'm not drinking, so it'll actually be a spa day instead of getting on the fucking beers. So, big love. Remember what I said. Listen to this podcast again. Listen to me going to sleep. And yeah, if you are serious about changing your life, we're going to be opening our doors for coaching at the end of this month. We are in May. We're in April. So we're going to be opening doors for a select few people, killers, at the end of this month. So if you're serious about change and you want to surround yourself with killers, with other guys that are killing it in life, shoot me a message on Instagram. Just DM me the word change and let me know you came from the podcast. I'll know you're a real one. You'll get priority if you come from the potty. And yeah, we'll catch you then. Big love. You the goats. Hasta luego.